today we'll have a little challenge just to see how the Zoe gets on a day trip. And we will go from Cork, so we're around Cork at the moment, all the way to Killarney and do the whole Ring of Kerry and then back to Cork. It's about 340 kilometers and the car is given for 385 WLTP with the 16-inch wheels, a bit more with a 15-inch, 395. This one has a 16 inches. However, we're not going to spare the car much, so at the moment there is a 120 kilometer section. I'm driving 120 kilometers an hour, so we just drive like you would on a normal day trip, use the cruise control, and so between Cork and Killarney I'll drive like anyone else, of course. Then when doing the Ring of Kerry, the speed is a bit lower, obviously. Just like any tourist, I'll just go in and out and maybe stop for a few pictures, as you do, a few stops, and I'll use probably more eco techniques at that stage, and then we'll see on the way back how it goes. So far, so we've done just not even 15 kilometers. So on the way out we have headwind, that's sure, I can feel it, so the score is not going to be great on the way. I already have 96% battery, so it already drops quite a lot considering I just started the trip, and the average consumption is 19.7 kilowatt hours per 100, so yeah, that's not great. That's the headwind, but on the way back it should turn around. Hopefully the car is not going to scream all the time that I cannot make it home. To give you an idea of the weather condition as well, so besides the wind, there is it's about 15 degrees average during the day, so the battery is not in an optimal temperature, but I am, because it's going to be sunny, so I'm not using any climate controls. Yeah, and then we'll assess the battery capacity as well. So it's given for 52 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that means, 52 kilowatt hours battery capacity. So it means at 13 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers average, it could do 400 kilometers. That's the theory. Let's see if it does that. Maybe the battery capacity is a bit lower because it's not full on hot summer. Alright, I just stopped on the side of the road. I would like to show you something with the navigation. So this is the main screen here, and if I go on the navigation, I want to go to Killarney and then I will do a stop in Torque Waterfall, so I can enter a point of interest very easily. I just enter it here, so I just have to type T-O-R, yeah, you've got Torque Waterfall here. It actually puts me a picture here that's from Google Maps. You can see it gives me how many kilometers, etc. Even puts me a phone number. I'm not sure which whose phone number is that, but if you put a restaurant or something like this, you could just type here and call, and so I just do go and it will send me there. And here actually there is traffic, so I can see there is 3 minutes of delay. Probably in Killarney, so it will calculate my route. So this is 1 hour, 70 kilometers, 4 minutes of delay. That's just to cancel the route. And here I can see where the traffic is. So it's actually closer to here. So it's probably Killarney should be around here. So I'm not sure exactly where it is, and it puts 0 minutes. So that's a bit strange. Alright guys, so we are at our first stop in Torque Waterfall here, and after 94 kilometers we have 260 kilometers of range, so we should be alright. The average speed was not very high because there was a lot of traffic. Macron was really stop and go, so that was not great. That didn't really help the economy as well. The average was 14.7, so it's okay considering we got a headwind. It should get lower and lower, so I'm quite confident for this trip now. 73% of battery, so that means yeah, we could almost get 400 kilometers if we're driving a bit slower, or 80 kilometers or something like this, 80 kilometers an hour. So we are now in Sneem, in the south of the Ring of Kerry. The distance achieved is 135 kilometers. I've done a couple of small detours, so we'll have more than 340 at the end of the day. The range estimated is 228, so that makes a total of 360 something, so we're still fine. And actually, I'm thinking about doing an extra detour, so I think we'll go even further, all the way to the west coast, and so it might add it up maybe 20 kilometers or so. We'll see what the car can do. So I've been driving this for like 2-3 hours now. It's a nice car to drive. I really like this. It's nothing very fancy in terms of power architecture. It's just a front-wheel drive car with 135 horsepower. This is the R135 version. So on paper, nothing is really extraordinary, but I like the way it handles, because the suspension is very good. It's comfortable, but also if there are potholes and things like this, you know that the car is going to get everything in, and nothing is going to disturb it. You can just go for it in a bend, and it will never scare you. It's just very good at this, and much more comfortable than the last car we reviewed, which was the Mini. So on those smaller roads, on the Ring of Kerry, that's perfect. And the Zoe is not too wide, so that's also a benefit on this road. In terms of soundproofing, it's okay. It's not great on the motorway. I mean, some EVs are better, that's for sure. It's not really a surprise that the Zoe is made essentially for city driving and country and stuff. All right, we just passed Waterville. We're at 50% of the battery. The distance we've made is 174.6 kilometers, so potentially 350. There's 188 kilometers predicted, probably because my last kilometers were quite good. It was kind of downhill. So the average economy went quite well, down to 13.6, and it was at 15.1 at the highest point earlier. So doing well. A couple of more things I wanted to talk to you about on the actual. Sorry for the indicator. Sorry. So the driving mode. So there are two driving modes only, like regular and eco. The eco mode is limiting the power. I'm not sure exactly how much, because it kind of varies, and the speed as well kind of vary, but more or less 100 kilometers an hour would be the limit of eco mode. Besides that, you have to put back the normal mode. It's quite efficient because it really prevents you from doing hard accelerations. The novelty for the Zoe ZE50 compared to the previous version is there is a B mode, so that's a higher regenerative braking for this version. However, it's not super strong. So there is actually, we can see how many kilowatt we put back to the battery with feedback, and we get 25, sometimes 30. We see the gauge can go further, but for some reason it doesn't go that much, even though I'm 50% battery. So yeah, so it's not huge. It's much better than the regular mode, but if you compare to other EVs that have a proper high regenerative braking, like one pedal driving, that would harvest probably 60 kilowatt or maybe more. So that's a bit of a disappointment. I was hoping for a higher. That's interesting. Let's see what engine failure risk. Okay, so that's an interesting message. I just got a big red warning there. I had the foot on the brake, but I should be able to be stopped by the side of the road. Engine failure risk. Well, there are no engines in this car, so I don't know about that. Let's see what happens. Anyway, back on the road now, if I can. We'll see what happens. We should be fine to go back to Cork, but we'll do a little detour very soon. So we're back on the road. This error message was completely fine. I just drove off and the message just disappeared. It's just a bit of a French drama, probably. Now, I'm heading to Valencia Island because, you know, want to do a bit more mileage today. One thing I wanted to tell you actually about the B mode and D mode and the eco mode versus the regular mode. The cool thing about this car is when you turn off the car altogether, when you start it again, it will keep in memory whichever mode you had before. So if you have a preferred mode, it'll just stay there. You don't have to put it on every time like many other EVs. So that's a thumbs up for that one. Okay, a little update on our trip. So we are about 20 kilometers from Killarney and about 113 kilometers as per the sat-nav to Cork. Average consumption 12.9, so it went down a bit. I think we have the tailwind now, so it went from about 13.5 earlier. So it's getting good, which is fine because the gasometer says 110 kilometers till empty. So we better make some kilometers back. We have 27% left and we are still not in Killarney, so we need a bit. We probably won't arrive with a lot of energy left, but so far I think I'm saved by the traffic because we're driving maybe 70. It's just slow. There are, like, you know, trucks and vans and just a bit of traffic, so we're not doing crazy speeds, so it really helps the range. We've done 260 kilometers exactly, so we'll be 370 when back to Cork, which is very close to the WLTP range of 385. If we're really close and we still have some battery left, I'll probably go for a spin so we achieve the 385. Let's see that later. We are 88 kilometers away from destination and the GOM says 85 left. We just passed Killarney and there's just 20% battery. The issue is it's getting dark, it's raining now for the last probably half an hour, and the traffic is clear, so now I'm driving 90. Before I was kind of unlucky because there was traffic in front of me, but not anymore, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it. If it's just missing a few kilometers, I'll probably just slow down a bit and make it to Cork. If not, we have the possibility to stop in Macroom, so we make it to Macroom without any problem, of course. But I'd like to do it to Cork. So we have 285 kilometers down and 87 to go. So that would be a really good total mileage. So I really like to achieve this. So let's see that. All right, we're just in Macroom. I have 11% left. The last section was very good, so my GOM is at 53 kilometers, but you know, 53 kilometers for 11%, that's just not gonna happen. I have to do 47.5 kilometers. So even if my distance is lower than the GOM, I'm not very confident. However, I'll check the distance now and I check if there are some charge points closer, because the one in Macroom, I mean 11%, I can do better than that. So I'll check if the one in Frankfield actually could be possible with 11% from here, and I'll hit the road again. Now we are with 5% left around Ballincollig. It's not very far from destination. I am 9 kilometers from Frankfield fast charger. This is what I have in the sat nav. it looks like the percentage just get bigger with the time towards the end. So I mean 5% to do 9 kilometers is okay. To do 7 more kilometers, that should be just very tight. But the GOM is telling me 28 kilometers, which is like surprising. So there's something funny with the definitely with the gauge. I'm 12.7 kilowatt hours per 100 in average. As I was saying earlier, if it was 13, I would be able to do 400 kilometers. I'm not going to do 400 kilometers, even though I'm lower than 13. So that means the battery capacity is much lower than 52 kilowatt hours. Maybe around 48. I'll calculate that when I arrive. But the last percent lasts forever, because I was at 11% in Fermoy and just 5%, 4% now. I'm still on the link on the ring road there around Ballincollig. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so I am with 3% left. Just to let you know, at 6% there was the first warning. It kind of went in yellow. At 4% there was it went into red, second warning, and now I'm in limited performance. I'm cruising at 78 exactly. I don't feel the difference. Probably I cannot do over 100 or something like this. But I've got a little turtle there at the bottom of the screen, and it's written limited performance. But still 3%, and I've got 6 kilometers to go, so there's no problem at all. I'll make it home. But the GOM is still telling me that I can do 21 kilometers. So that is like super. I mean, I can probably go shopping now and I don't know, go to Passage West. I don't know, this is really surprising. So yeah, I was not expecting that, because it was really dramatic in Macron with 11%. I still did like 40 kilometers since, so it was really surprising. I just made it. So this is what happens when you don't get too much battery. So there's 1%. Strangely, that's 13 kilometers to go, which if there was 13 kilometers for every person, this car would be amazing. Anyway, total distance, I haven't checked yet. So that's the average, 12.5. That's really good. The end was really, really good. And 374.4. So we are almost at the WLTP range. It's 385. Technically, if you add the 13 kilometers, we can make it, but I didn't want to chance it. I've been driving actually a bit in circle till now at the end, and I've been driving for the last 3 or 4 kilometers on 1%. I just didn't want to see what happens when the zero hits. So anyway, that's it for now. Let's hope you like this. To go back to the Zoe, it was a great car today. Obviously, with such range and for less than 30,000 euro, it's really good value for money. This is the highest spec, so that's about 32,000 euro. So you've got plenty of kit. The car has a great range. It can travel very far. You know, that's really a great value for money. So if you are looking for an EV and your family is not too large, go for this one. Hope you liked it. See you next time.